Alright, I'm bringing up the next installment right as I'm starting to go in the first roundabout up by Seabreeze Amusement Park by Lake Ontario. And there's a 590 expressway extension, which used to be right where I am right now. Used to be 2 lanes going each way. And a couple years ago they changed it, so it's a series of a few roundabouts. They did this to slow traffic down from 50 to 45 miles an hour. And they reduced it from 2 lanes to 1 lane to purposely clog the traffic up. So it's a nice little area to practice traffic circles and leaning. You know, if late at night like this, you know, if you want to practice your leaning skills with nobody around, as long as you keep your head on a good swivel and check, you could hit one of these roundabouts and go around the circle, you know, 10, 15, 20, 30 times and practice your lean angle and body position. Okay, come up to this one, there's going to be a pothole, or not a pothole, manhole cover, and I'll cut right beside it and get on the gas and do a quick transition and I'm right back up to speed. And that's kind of good. I've done these pretty good clip. I'm a Ninja 500, and I kept taking them progressively faster and faster until the front end started to wash out on me. And then I aborted the traffic circle and got on the gas to get the front end from going. So you hit those, you know, it's kind of cool because you get a little bit of twisties, get a little bit of your leaning in. Gets kind of helps you blow the cobwebs out. So when I go out for a late night romp, I kind of do a circle around the city, and it's about a 35-mile loop. And I'll hit some slow areas and faster areas, and I keep an eye on construction, stuff like that. I don't know if other motorcyclists have been known to kind of do the same things. If they have, I haven't seen them talking about it. I try to learn where the construction's going on in my area, generally because when it's going on, not only is the traffic being rerouted or held up, a lot of times it's just full of garbage. I mean, there'll be all kinds of junk on the roadway, and they'll just be like pieces of steel, everything else, you know, you can get a puncture, and it's just, it's not worth it. You're better off to just avoid the construction area entirely until they're done. And that just keeps you out, you know, from getting stuck in traffic, getting hot, you know, getting a puncture. I've gotten all my punctures in construction zones. You know, I go through a construction zone, get out of it, got a flat. You know, it's like, oh, geez, not again. And I've actually gotten to the point where I'm actually pretty quick at fixing a flat on a sport bike. I got a stop and go tire kit, and I can fix my tire in under 10 minutes from a flat. You know, find a flat, fix it, plug it, fill it back up, on the road, 10 minutes. You know, 15, 20 from taking my time, but you know, 5-10 minutes, not really a problem if you're in a hurry. And I swear by that kit. It's called the Stop and Go Tire Kit. Best $60 you'll ever spend. It's got a package of about 20-30 plugs in it that are mushroom shaped. Tools to insert the plug, you know, actually clear the tire out. And then CO2 canisters to help inflate the tire quickly. And it only comes with a cheap little hose that you screw it onto the tire, then you screw the CO2 canister. As you screw it in, you lose a lot of air. And I bought a bicycle valve, two-way valve, for like $10 that eliminated that issue. It allows you to screw it completely on the CO2 canister and then completely screw it on your valve stem. And then there's a valve that you turn on the valve body, and then it puts 100% of the CO2 into your tire. So you can use like 2 to 4 CO2s to fill your front tire, and then you know, 4 to 8 to fill your rear, depending on size. I haven't seen any tire take more than aim. But because on my particular bike, I take 4 for the front and almost 4 for the front, I should say. About 3.5 for the front and 5 for the rear. I carry a dozen on me in my kit. And then as a backup to the CO2s, I actually have a stop-and-go electric tire compressor that I can plug into the bike's battery tender harness. I save the electric one as the backup because I don't want to put wear and tear on it. You know, I'll use it if I need to, but I'd rather use the CO2s because those are guaranteed to work. I suppose I could do it the other way around and save on the CO2s, but the pump, you know, is so slow. It's going to take, 25-30 minutes to fill a rear tire. If you use CO2s, you can fill it in 5 minutes and you're done, and you're on your way. So I just do it for expediency. But well, we got copper up here. Something we got busted. And they added the blue LEDs now to the light bars in New York State. For the longest time, blue was only volunteer firefighters. And I was a volunteer firefighter EMT for 5.5 years up here, and we had the blue lights and the blue light card. And they decided to add the blue lights to the police because the blue lights can be seen further down the road. So it confuses some people still. They see a blue light behind them and they don't think it's a cop. They just think it's a volunteer firefighter and they don't pull over. That's why most of the agencies like that one, they're just adding some blue and they're leaving the other colors in there. So people see, go, oh geez, it's not just blue. I know I gotta pull over. So I know it's going on here. I'm going around on various topics, but this is a first. I'm trying to work the cobwebs out, get an idea of what's needed and what's not. And I'm pretty sure I got the microphone set up golden. I looked at all the different motovloggers' microphone setups, and I was most impressed with Accidental Broadcasts. But his setup was external to the helmet on the back and multi-part. And even though it provides, I think, in my opinion, the best sound of anybody out there currently, I tried for the longest time. I didn't buy a Ghost because most states, New York included, got part of the law says that you can't affix anything to your motorcycle helmet that is permanent. So it has to easily fall off in a crash. So with all of these cameras that have been out these last few years, they make a plastic mount. So when you hit the ground, the plastic mount is supposed to just shatter away and not hurt you, because they're worried about the mount getting pushed through the helmet and injuring the rider. So a lot of cops were writing tickets for people with anything on their helmet that wasn't a stock helmet. Fortunately, the explosion of the sales of this stuff, more and more LEOs have gotten exposure to these things, so they don't really worry as much and nitpick as they used to. So that's a good thing. And I'm going to stop the video here and get another part.